Hey family, coming at you today on September the 6th of 2023. It's a Wednesday. It was very hot out yesterday, high 90s, and is supposed to be hot today. If you'll notice, my face is a little flaky, and that's because Saturday at the ball game I got sunburn. And so I've learned my lesson, at least for this year, and hopefully we'll bring a hat and some sunscreen next time. So let's get into it. I wanted to talk to you today about what or who you're trusting in. And I've been just finished up the book of Judges, reading through the Bible this year, and so there was a something that took place in the book of Judges that made me think about this, and we'll get to that in just a minute. So the question is, what or who are you trusting in? So are you trusting in your job? Are you trusting in your physical abilities? Are you trusting in your appearance, your gender, your mental abilities? Are you trusting in money that you have, or land, or business? Or if you don't have money or land, are you trusting in the lottery? Is the lottery your retirement plan? And of course, all these things that you're trusting in are things that are temporary, can go away. Your appearance can change. It can change, just through the aging process, or you could have an injury or an accident or be scarred. Your physical abilities, the same thing. You may be strong and healthy one day, and then a little virus can put you down and take you out. Something that's so small that you uh, can hardly see it even under a microscope. Your mental abilities, same thing. Things can happen to change, the abilities that you have there. And so all these things are things that if you're putting your trust in them, they're things that can easily um, uh, go away or change. I think of that verse of scripture over in Psalm chapter 20 and verse 7, where the psalmist says, "Some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we trust in the name of the Lord our God." So, what is he talking about there? Well, in Old Testament times, they did not have the technology that we have today, so they did not have tanks or armored vehicles. But then, if you had a chariot that was covered in iron, that gave you some protection from weapons, from arrows and spears. And if you had a fast horse and a powerful horse, you could get to places more quickly, and you could run over people that were on foot. And so, if you had all those resources, you might think that you're fairly well protected. Well, there was a battle that took place in the book of Judges, in Judges chapter 4 and 5, and it's called the Battle of Mount Tabor. And there was a war between King Jabin of Canaan and the Israelite army that was led by Barak and Deborah. And so what happened is that the Israelites had been subjugated by the Canaanites for about 20 years, and the Israelites had marched to Mount Tabor, and these movements of the Israelites were reported to this captain Sisera, who quickly made his way to Mount Tabor. And God caused a strong rainstorm to come, which saturated the ground. That caused the heavy iron chariots to become stuck in the mud. And also, the rain filled the streams and the mountain, causing a flash flood. It swept many of them away. Those that were not swept away were stuck in the mud, and they were easy pickings for the Israelites. So it just goes to show you that sometimes the things that you're trusting in, God can easily just blow those by. I mean, who would have thought that God could have made iron useless with water, just with a simple rainstorm? So stop trusting in those things. Are you trusting in politics? Um, in the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verses 2 through 5, the Israelites were trusting in Egypt to help them, to protect them from the Assyrians and Babylonians. And Isaiah says, "Who goes down to Egypt without consulting me, and looking for Pharaoh's protection, and looking to Egypt for shade or refuge?" Um, Pharaoh's protection will be your shame. And so, again, God points out that the only real hope that we have is for trust in Him, putting our hope and trust in Him. So, hope you're doing that. Just check your motives, and hope you guys have a good day.